morning, guys. It's day 2. We've had a busy morning running around getting some supplies. So we picked up our 6-inch pipe that we're going to be putting in over there for the drainage, French drain. And then we picked up some non-woven geotextile fabric, a big old 15 by 300 foot roll of 8-ounce fabric. So this morning we need to focus on taking down the tree right there. So I'm going to throw the grapple on. The stream is flowing. It's kind of drying down a little bit. Not as much as we hoped, but it's kind of how it works. So let's get to it.
No more Stump.
So I didn't get on film because it's just a muddy mess over here and our pipe clogged. But after about 20 minutes of battling, it was a dirty, messy battle. But I've never met a stump that I couldn't defeat. Me and the KX033, that is. Now that's a big Johnson. So we're gonna get him out of here. I don't want to ever see him again. And then we have to work on cleaning everything back up again because we made a mess. So that was wet I couldn't dig over the blade, so I was over the side. Kept splattering me with mud, but we got it out. We got it out. Always do. So we made it to it's 4:15 right now. We got a meeting to get to, but a little disappointed in the amount of footage I got today. I'm sure Kurt can attest to today not going as planned. It was a rough day, and that happens. So you learn from your mistakes and all that good stuff. So tomorrow we'll be back with a little fresh brain. Hopefully some stuff will have dried out. We got a decent amount of riprap down. Would you say, like, probably we got 40 tons total, so I don't know. Maybe we got down 25. Yeah, something like that. So we'll see tomorrow where we get. I'm hoping we can get some decent progress tomorrow. Maybe the rest of the riprap put in, and we'll see what happens. But that's it for today. We're both kind of not physically shocked because you sit in the machine all day, but it's mentally draining. It feels like back in the day when we used to like mix concrete all day. It takes a lot out of you. But off to the meeting. Hopefully this is a good one, and then I'll see you tomorrow. So here we go. All right, good morning, guys. It is day 3. We're back on site, letting the machines warm up. We just walked around the property. The client's actually very happy, and the more that me and Kurt thought about it, brought our morale back up. Today's a new day, and we kind of have a game plan in place. Things have dried out just a tiny bit, and the riprap that's in is looking really good. So we were able to make some good progress yesterday before we left, and talking about it, last night and everything, we're feeling better. So we have over here in the front of the house, we have our fabric. We're gonna try to get the trench, the French drain trench, installed on the side. It's gonna make a huge mess, but we're prepared for it. We're gonna get that done before we riprap around that corner. So right now we're gonna attempt to cut, it's a 15-foot roll of this fabric. We're gonna try to cut it into like a 9 and a 6 foot section. So we have 2 separate rolls, because we never need 15 feet wide. That's for like building a road. We just need probably the 6-foot section for this. So we're gonna attempt to cut this with the demo saw. We'll see how that goes. I've never cut it before. I know that some people do cut it with the demo saw. We'll see. So let's get that done. So this is it. It's like a massive roll of basically like a felt type fabric. So this is non-woven, which means that it passes water through much better. Silt fence, which is a woven fabric, is the shinier stuff. It's a little bit stronger with tensile strength, but it doesn't pass water very well. So this provides separation between mud from lifting up into your rock and allows water to drain back through. So, like I said, we are gonna cut a 9 and 6 foot section, so not directly in half, but slightly offset. We're gonna do it with water because Kurt has cut landscape fabric before, which is similar, and the heat from the blade melts it. Hopefully this works, because we don't have another option, and there's no use in using a 15-foot roll, and I don't want to roll out this wide 15-foot roll and then have to cut it with a knife or something. I don't know. We're gonna see. You guys are gonna watch it. I bet there's gonna be people watching this video that have done this before and are either screaming at me that no, it's not gonna work, no, it's not gonna work, or that's the way to do it. So I guess we're gonna find out the hard way, easy way. I don't know, we'll find out. Let's do it. Give me your thoughts on that.
I wish we had a bigger demo saw.
A bigger demo saw would have done it?
Would have done it better.
It would have done it better. I mean, it's not great, but you can separate it. You can separate the material. This is thick stuff. If you got a better way to do this, please drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. For now, that worked, I guess. I don't know if cutting it with water helped. Probably. I don't know. Definitely. All right, let's bring this back there.
It hot, but it got less hot.
It got less hot?
Yeah.
All right. Quick little pit stop. You may notice Kurt is in winter boots. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he greased himself really good.
No.
Oh no, it's everywhere.
Get me.
Okay. Oh, bad. But yeah, we made a pit stop. It's really wet on that site, and we're about to put in that French drain, and Kurt got really wet. So I stopped home. I got my muck boots, and at this point, we got the Yard Max and the dump trailer. We didn't think we were going to be doing that French drain because we didn't think it was possible. And then we started, and we said, well, we probably need rock first. So rock coming now, and then we'll have the Yard Max to move it. So. Oh, quite a little discombobulated on this job, but like I said, we're getting it done. We're getting it done. I'll see you back there. We are back, and it's time to set some slope on the laser, and you can hopefully see why we needed some boots. Oh my, I'm sinking in. Whoa. Ooh. All right, let's set some slope. It's pretty wet. Okay guys, as usual, most things on this job are a fight, but we are making it work. We have the majority of this trench dug out to the stream. So basically what we did there, I set, well, we checked our slope from the end of this run to where it's going to tie into the stream bed, and we basically got a 1/4 inch per foot, which works out really good. So what I did is we sloped the laser, which is back there. We sloped that to a 1/4 inch per foot coming towards us. Then I tapped off the stream bed, set that as my 0, so that would be bottom of pipe, and then that basically set our trench going up. So we've been digging back, and the biggest concern here is that I cannot drive back on this again once this is dug. It's all going to be yard max access from the other side. So as I'm working my way back, I'm trying to smooth everything out and get the slope and drainage set, because I can't come back in here. We'll just destroy everything until this ground dries out a little bit. This year is a bad year for that. Last year we got a big drought, and this would have been much easier. You could have driven on it. We used to mow this lawn for the previous owners, and there were times of the year where you could drive on this whole lawn with the mower, and there were times of the year where we had to weed whack the whole thing because you would sink in so bad. So I'm going to continue digging my trench back to here, and as I work, I'm kind of cleaning up everything. I had my spoils pile there, which I put over here now. So Kurt is actually going to start taking some of that away, and then we'll work our way out of here. Once I get to the corner, Kurt will bring me some riprap, and I'll reach some riprap in, put it down there at the start of our stream. We'll work our way back until this drain line ties in. We'll yard max in all of our stone after we put our little fabric in, and we'll work our way out to the pinch point, and then we can start working, you know, back out of here. So it's kind of, you got to work backwards. It's a little weird, but we're doing what we can, and I'll check in with you in a few minutes. So let's take a look at this crazy mess that we made. So that's as far as I was able to dig originally when we dug the trench. Here's where the riprap starts. I don't know if I want to get it any farther. This is where we said we were going to start it. I just dug a little deeper to get the elevation of the riverbed lower. Got this all graded out. It is draining before it hits our trench, which is good, so shed as much surface water as possible. Our trench is more meant to take groundwater, and any rogue surface water before it hits the house. You can see here we've got our 6-inch perforated pipe in the trench here. This is our fabric that we cut earlier. It is passing water really well. So we've got about a 1/4 inch per foot fall from the top of the pipe there to the bottom here. What we're gonna do is the old burrito wrap. So we're gonna fill this trench, the inside of this FX80 material, geotextile fabric. I'm gonna fill that with the 1 to 2 inch stone. And right when we get about to the top, we're gonna fold the layers in to basically wrap it like a burrito, including the end over there that's gonna get folded in so that it completely separates this from the dirt, so dirt can't pass through here. And then we'll add a top layer of stone. So this will be stone all the way to the top. So this is meant to take the groundwater and drain any groundwater before it hits the house, because believe it or not, this is just a slab here. There's nothing below the house, and they were getting water in the house there because the water level actually got high enough through here. So I gotta get the excavator moved all the way out front. It's a mess right now. And then I'm gonna load the yard max and we'll basically come around, which is gonna make way more of a mess, but it'll start getting water flowing. So coming along, this last section needs to be rip wrapped, but I'm not gonna do that until we have our 1 to 2s out to here, and then I'll rip wrap around this and we'll put a cap on that. So it's definitely looking better. The mud doesn't make it look like anything special, but I think that you're gonna encounter that on jobs like this. So we're getting there. You probably saw some of that on time lapse, but we've run into a slight problem. The going is good right up until about here, and then the yard max just starts getting so sucked down in the lawn. It keeps driving, no problem. It's just, it's bringing so much mud. So basically our pipe goes to right there, and this was just a section of a gravel before the burrito, just to fill that in. The trench was a little longer than our pipe, but anyway, this was the first time he drove over this, and it put a bunch of mud on top of that, and we don't want to load that up with mud. And then as we drive over this, we don't want to load this up with mud. So it's basically time to go home anyway. Tomorrow when we come back, we're going to bring plywood so that he can lay plywood and drive over the plywood instead of driving over the wet, muddy lawn. So in that case, I will see you tomorrow. And it's 2 more days of this. I think we're on track. We are back this morning. I'm getting stuck. We're laying down our plywood, so the yard max has a much easier time. Fitz is back with us today. He's still pretty sick, but he'll be all right. Yeah, we're gonna get this plywood laid down over this really muddy spot. I brought a really thin sheet too, just to lay down on top of the gravel once it's in place. So we can get the excavator started up so we can start loading out rock, and we'll get to work. Our trench is filled with gravel all the way to the end. We have a little bit more gravel left, hopefully enough. We're gonna do our burrito, fold that over, and then we'll top coat this with gravel, and that'll keep this gravel protected from mud and junk, and then the top layer will just be a little extra. Water still flowing. This is one of the only dry areas on this side of the property. I could stand here nice and sturdy. So let's burrito it. And just like that, that's the burrito all wrapped up. So this right side folded almost all the way over, and that left side did about half. But this basically provides filtration and a barrier between the dirt. So now this gooey, nasty, muddy dirt will not push into our rock, especially with freeze and thaw and everything. We don't want to contaminate that rock. We want that rock to stay clean so it can take and pass water very efficiently. The goal is to pull water from under and around the slab of the house into our trench, and then if we ever get another storm where water overflows our stream bed and comes over this part of the lawn, even though it's sloped back into the stream, it'll hit this and flow out, and hopefully won't have a chance to sit up and saturate next to the house. It is crazy to believe that the water was up above the siding here at one point, but that's just because the stream could not flow, couldn't take all that water. So hopefully we've remedied that. But we'll get our 1s and 2s in, then we can finish out our riprap and keep going. So Fitz is coming with a big load. Plywood highway is getting torn up, but it's better than sinking into the mud. Very nice. Well, our big old burrito trench is fully installed, and it looks muy bueno. So
this side is very nice and solid.
this side is, yeah, this side really is actually pretty dry. I mean, I didn't do a lot of driving around here. That was the spot that the stump was in right here, so that's going to be super squishy. It still really is.
And water's just running through.
And yeah, water's just, we threw a pipe down there. You might see the imprint yesterday, and it created this natural little river now. But this whole area is draining into our stream bed, which is good. So tomorrow when we come in, it'll be the last day to finish everything. Like Kurt said, we're gonna put some topsoil up against the house to get that slope into this. Right now it still is sloping into this, except in this spot it's a little low. But we want to get that slope coming back into the trench just so nothing sits up against the house. This side is done, and now it's time to finish our riprap section here and at the bottom, and then we got to start, you know, cleaning up here. So let's get to it. So we're parked up for the night. You might see the haze in the air. Kurt just blew off the driveway. We're most of the way through our riprap. I think we have a couple more scoops left. I have to clean it up with the excavator before he can get to that, but the trench is almost done to the bottom. The last couple scoops are going to do a little bit of cleanup. You can see directly in front of us right there. We got to straighten that line out a little bit, and then I've just been using the rocks from our disposal pile here to kind of build up the grass area a little bit, and then armor the lower section of that river trench. So you will see the rest of that tomorrow. That should be our final day. We're going to bring in some topsoil, so it's going to feel good to get this wrapped up. Yeah, let's see, there's not a whole lot that Kurt can still scoop in here, so I'll come through, because now he could just dump straight into the trench. I'm kind of stockpiling it, so I'll probably scoop a lot of this and he'll clean it up. But the driveway is now completely cleaned off. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Day number 5. It's Friday, final day on the job. We're feeling good. Things are turning around, looking up. We dumped our remaining 1 to 2 inch gravel here last night. That's just gonna get spread out for more driveway base. We need to load up as much topsoil as we can, probably 5 to 6 yards, using the BX, because that's the only piece of equipment we still have here. That's gonna stink a little bit because I can only load it from driving into it. I can't load over the side, and that little bucket doesn't really scoop a lot very quickly. But we're gonna get set up for that. Fitz has mysteriously become sick again. That's how it goes with employees sometimes. It'll be fine. Me and Kurt will get it done. So let's load up, and I'll see you there. So we are back on site. Kurt is going to start loading up the yard max and taking topsoil to the side of our French drain. It's so wet over there, that's the only way we can get topsoil over there. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do, I gotta get this big pile of waste soil spread out. So I'm basically pulling all the rocks out of it, taking the rocks, and right there at the end of our trench, it's still a bit of a ravine, and then there's a river, right, like the main river, right there. So I'm building up the side with some boulders, and then I'm filling in the kind of ravine with any big boulders I pull out. We still have, Kurt says, probably about 6 bucket loads of riprap left, so we'll go as far down as we need with that. And I'm just gonna grade this out. I'm gonna pull a lot of that soil back here, fill this area in, and then I gotta go around and clean. We have a dump spot right over there for some of the mud, and a dump spot over there for some of the mud. So we'll get that cleaned up, and then we can start spreading the rest of the topsoil, and we are done. So let me get set up here. I'm gonna start sorting through this pile. So we are down to the last bit. You can see all the riprap is gone. So all that has been moved and spread. The big pile of dirt in the back has been spread. Kurt did the topsoil over there where the yard max was going back and forth, so the whole side of the house with the French drain is done. We are now spreading topsoil in the back by the patio. That was a low spot, so we're raising that up a little bit, adding topsoil. The rest of it was graded out. The soil that was down there was really good. We're not going to topsoil that, so this is the topsoil we have left. That should perfectly do the patio area. And then we're actually going to load out the excavator and this junk here, plus the fabric there, and then we'll come back for the skid steer. So I'm going to get this topsoil spread out, raked out, seeded and strawed. We're almost done. We're almost done. I'm excited to show you the finished product. So kind of haven't been filming, but it should be worth the wait. So I'll see you in, I don't know, probably be 30 minutes or so. All right, guys, we are wrapping up. Just got to clean up this parking area. Kurt's throwing down the last bit of straw. We got all our topsoil spread, and boy, what a transformation. I'll start you over in the corner here. It is still a little wet on the dirt, and considering what it went through, can't complain. We're just gonna move this junk that was next to the deck. But we have a 40-foot long trench, 2 feet wide, about 18 inches deep, that slopes back behind me. So that will catch any water that flows off of the lawn, plus any water that comes up from the ground, plus what comes out of the gutter that is badly clogged. But downspout will exit right into this, and this drains right into the riverbed there. So at the start of the riverbed, there's a tree here. We dug this whole thing out, deeper, wider. We pulled out the big boulders that were in the middle, and now this whole trench is at minimum 8 feet wide, and in the middle ranges from 2 to 3 feet deep. Those are all of our big rocks that I put over there. Can't really do anything with those. And then down here we had these 3 large boulders that were already in place, and then the lawn just sloped down. This was all eroded, so I took all the larger boulders that were easily movable, lined the edge down to the forsythia here, where it naturally just kind of tanks off into the woods. I'll kind of get in here for you. There are 2 other large boulders I pulled out, a couple other ones, but down here you can see we already have the natural stream. There's a little raw waterfall here, and that's mostly large boulders, and then it falls right into the stream. So this should protect this backyard from erosion in a large storm. You can see me standing in it. There's Kurt there for scale. the riprap not only slows down the water, but in some cases, you'd see like the riprap is just flowing. The riprap completely covers this flow, which is heavier than normal. Generally, this does not flow unless we get a lot of rain, which we have been getting. But I think this will help a lot. Plus the fact that we have a brand new French drain that was never there. The outlet's right into this right there. There's also a 4-inch pipe right in this area. Actually, here it is. So that's for the gutter drain right there. That we put in back when we did the patio a long time ago. But Kurt's throwing down the last couple square feet of seed, and then we gotta haul these machines out of here. This was our one dump site over here for logs and dirt, so that actually let us level out this lawn a little better. And then the stump and the rest of the dump stuff went over there. Kurt, how do you think it turned out?
As good as you can get it.
About as good as you can get it. I agree with that. The conditions here were not the most favorable, and we kind of went back and forth on how to get this done. And there was a point where we weren't doing so good mentally, and then we just made the decision to start putting down rock, and then it started coming together. And I think I'm really happy with how it turned out. As usual, I want you to drop a comment. Would you have changed something? Would you have done it differently? You got to understand budget limitations too. I originally wanted to put a 24-inch pipe through here, and now after thinking about it, it would have been way more expensive, and I don't know if it would have worked as well. Kurt's idea was the riprap, and now that it's in, I normally don't like riprap, but I think it'll work pretty well, especially that 8 to 10 inch. But drop a comment what you think about this whole job. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. And while I've got you, if you followed me through all this, you're gonna need to go ahead and check out Kurt's channel, NK Garage, where he takes tools, tool repairs, buying and selling tools and tool lots. You might enjoy it. So he's gonna
I enjoy it.
He enjoys it. He enjoys tools. He's thinking of some shirt ideas. So who knows? We might see some shirts out from him soon. And maybe we'll have to get you some shirts here. But thanks for watching, guys. As usual, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.